Drive anywhere around the western U.S. and you'll see the Papé signs. Signs of a family business that got its start more than 85 years ago in Eugene, Oregon.
Well, it started with my great-grandfather, who first got the opportunity to have an equipment dealership.
After working his way up in equipment manufacturing, E.C. Papé bought an Alice Chalmers tractor dealership in 1938, and it was the start of something special. The Oregon business has grown over 4 generations to sell and service heavy equipment and machinery to help build Oregon and other western states. All along, the ethos hasn't changed.
I have one of these at my house,
says Ryan Papé, president of Papé Machinery, Agriculture and Turf.
Our customers always come first. Our tagline is Papé keeps you moving, right? And that's 24 hours a day, that's 7 days a week.
Early on, leadership moved into its second generation, with Eddie and Dean Papé taking the reins from their mother, Hazel, who led the business after E.C. died in 1945. It was renamed Papé Brothers in 1952 and grew through that decade and the 1960s as a Caterpillar dealer. It was during a time of major projects in Oregon, from the building of I-5 to the construction of the Cougar Reservoir.
I think my grandfather probably set down the initial layout for what we needed to be as just a completely customer-centric, service-oriented company.
As president and CEO of today's Papé Group, Jordan Papé oversees a much larger company consisting of 5 divisions, from farming to forestry, construction to trucking and materials handling, offering what Jordan describes as end-to-end solutions.
Yeah, well, if you go back into our roots in the timber industry, we want to sell you the John Deere harvester to harvest the tree, the John Deere log loader that loads the log onto the back of the Kenworth log truck. We want to sell you the Kenworth log truck that takes it to the mill, where the Heister and Yale forklifts are moving the lumber and plywood around the mill, out the other side of the mill, back onto a Kenworth truck that'll take those materials to a housing development where John Deere and Ditch Witch are putting in the roadways, utilities, and pads.
It's a lot, but thank goodness for family. Jordan is joined in leading the company by brother Ryan and their mother, Susie Papé, who serves as board chair. They, along with more than 4,500 employees, are now serving 9 western states.
Working with the people in the company, working with the customers, all of that has to be a finely tuned ballet.
Susie married Randy Papé in the early 70s after they both graduated from the University of Oregon. Randy became the 3rd generation leader of Papé in the early 80s, seeing the family business through a major recession to survive and eventually diversify and grow. Part of that included switching from Caterpillar to John Deere.
When I met Randy, we were 5 little stores in southwestern Oregon, and that seemed to be where we were going to stay. Fooled them. We've had a wonderful ride in Oregon, and expanding to the surrounding states has been terrific.
The only other thing decidedly not terrific was a cancer diagnosis for Randy that took his life in 2008. It was another time of deep recession, and through her grief, Susie kept it together.
I wanted to keep everyone employed. I wanted to keep everyone moving forward and keep the company moving forward, and my sons are only in their 20s.
From that time to the present day, Papé remains committed to Oregon.
We've been in Oregon for 86 years, and so this is home.
And a big part of that commitment has been supporting the communities that have supported Papé, with the center of that being where it all started in Oregon.
Our mom and dad believed deeply that giving back to the community is so important if you're fortunate enough to be able to do that.
The biggest gift so far, $5 million in 2022, to create the Papé Family Innovation Center at the Knight campus for accelerating scientific impact at the University of Oregon. But Papé supports a multitude of charitable causes.
The areas that we focus on the most philanthropically relate around education and healthcare. Right? And we really believe that if you give the next generation an opportunity, that they're going to be the ones that outperform anything you can do in the current generation.
And speaking of next generations, there are 8 Papé children between the ages of 12 and 22, representing a 5th generation, with an opportunity, if they earn it, to continue the family's success story.
I think that we have let them know that there is a value in this company, and that if they choose, they can continue to promote that value.